Prices are climbing, and every automaker's pointing fingers, inflation, new tech, stricter emissions, you name it. But Toyota just raised the bar again with the 2026 RAV4, and this time, it's not just a few $100. There's actually a method behind the madness. What's up? It's Luke from CarlandTV, and today we're finding out if the pricier 2026 RAV4 is a straight-up ripoff or the smartest buy in the compact SUV game right now. But first, do me a quick favor. Tap that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. It ain't required, but those clicks keep this thing rolling and make it easier for me to keep dropping solid car content straight to your screen. Now let's get back into it. The sticker shock. Let's pin numbers. The 2025 RAV4 LE started just under $30 at about $29,800. The hybrid kicked off at roughly $32,850, and the RAV4 Prime sat in the mid-40s before options. That's the baseline everyone remembers when they walk into a showroom. If you're seeing early dealer chatter and previews for 2026, creeping into the low 30s to start and mid-40s plus for loaded trims, you're not crazy. That tracks with what testers and outlets are expecting for the hybrid-only lineup. Here's what moved the needle. Toyota is shifting RAV4 to an all-hybrid strategy for 2026, with the plug-in sticking around and getting stronger charging hardware. That means the cheap gas-only entry point goes away in the US, and the floor price naturally bumps up. Edmunds and other previews peg the hybrid as standard, with a combined figure in the 40 seconds for MPG and more power than the outgoing setup. The Prime's rumored DC fast charge and bigger onboard charger are part of that tech tax. Bet that adds dollars but saves time at public stations. There's also software and safety. Toyota is rolling out its Arene software platform on the revamped RAV4, alongside the next-gen multimedia and safety stack. Bigger screens and upgraded driver assists aren't free, and this is Toyota leaning into software-defined vehicles. Global launch timing pegs the new model hitting by March 2026, which lines up with why pricing details are trickling and trending upward ahead of full release. Reuters. Bottom line for this section, compared to 2025 sub-$30 Kelvin's gas base, a 2026 hybrid floor in the low 30 seconds and well-optioned trims past $45 Kelvins makes sense once you factor in hybrid-only, stronger PHEV charging, and new software. Price went up, but the content did too. What's actually new in 2026? Here's what changed for 2026. No fluff. Toyota made the RAV4 a two-powertrain lineup, hybrid or plug-in hybrid. The hybrid jumps to Toyota's 5th-gen system with up to a 44 miles per gallon combined estimate on front-wheel drive, and power bumps to 226 horsepower on front-wheel drive or 236 horsepower on all-wheel drive. The plug-in hybrid gets Toyota's 6th-gen setup with an estimated 52 miles of electric range and 324 horsepower, plus all-wheel drive standard. That's a legit step up from the outgoing numbers. Bet that's a big chunk of why the price crept. Toyota didn't just tweak the engine bay, it reworked the bones and ride. The TNGA-K chassis adds rigidity at suspension mounts and body connection points to cut flex and cabin noise. Springs, shocks, and bushings were retuned to reduce friction and sharpen steering feel. There's also a new cooperative steering driving force control that syncs pitch and roll to clean up turn-in. That's the stuff you feel on a daily commute, not just on a spec sheet. Cabin tech moves up a class. A 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster is now standard. A head-up display is available on higher trims. The latest Toyota audio multimedia lands here first with snappier Hey Toyota voice, a customizable home screen, wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, and a built-in drive recorder. Toyota also drops its first 5G integration for faster data and connected services. That's a big deal for live nav, OTA updates, and streaming like SiriusXM 360 liters and Spotify. No cap, this is the most connected RAV4 yet. Safety and grades get an update too. Every model runs Toyota Safety Sense 4, with proactive driving assist, improved detection, and features like traffic jam assist on subscription. Trims split into core, rugged, and sport themes, including Woodland for the off-pavement crowd and the first-ever GR Sport with GR-tuned suspension and aero, plus PHEV power standard. US. Hybrids start arriving in December, with PHEVs following in spring 2026. MSRP lands in the low 30 seconds for hybrid front-wheel drive, which lines up with the upgrades above. Clean, simple, and yeah, worth a look. The real cost of going hybrid. I'm putting real numbers on the hybrid costs more talk. The gas RAV4 sits around 30 mpg combined, while the 2025 RAV4 hybrid is rated about 39 combined. If I drive 12,000 miles a year at $3.50 a gallon, the gas model burns roughly 400 gallons, and the hybrid about 308. That's around 92 gallons saved per year, or roughly $320. Over 5 years, I'm looking at about $1,600 in fuel savings before I factor in any price hikes on gas. The RAV4 plug-in hybrid adds an EPA-rated 42 miles of electric range, which can push fuel costs down a lot more if I charge at home. Resale is where hybrids quietly win. Third-party data shows the RAV4 hybrid retaining top value among hybrid SUVs, with roughly a 30 to 31% 5-year depreciation versus steeper drops across the segment. Translation for my wallet: a higher sticker up front, but fewer dollars lost when I sell or trade. That offsets finance costs in the real world, not just on a spreadsheet. The risk of the battery pack is covered better than people think. Toyota moved hybrid battery coverage to 10 years or 150,000 miles, starting with 2020 models. That warranty is nationwide and public, not dealer folklore. It reduces the big, scary unknown that used to keep buyers away from hybrids, and it matters if I plan to hold the vehicle a long time or sell it with years of coverage left. The last piece is tech direction. Toyota is pushing the RAV4 lineup toward hybrid and plug-in across the board, and early reporting points to stronger charging hardware on the PHEV and software upgrades on the new generation. If I want in on that efficiency and feature set, I'm paying a premium now to get lower pump spend, stronger resale, and a long battery warranty backing me up. Bet that math works for a lot of owners who actually keep their cars. Where the money goes. Here's where I judge the price hike like a grown-up: durability and hassle cost. Toyota's hybrid hardware has years of real mileage behind it from Prius, Camry hybrid, and Highlander hybrid fleets. The eCVT planetary gear set doesn't use a conventional belt or multi-clutch stack, so there's less to wear out. Regen braking does real work, which means pads and rotors last longer in normal driving. And Toyota backs the hybrid battery for 10 years, or 150,000 miles in the US, so the scariest part of owning a hybrid is already covered. That's a value I can actually bank on, not brochure talk. The maintenance list is simple: no alternator, no traditional starter, no timing belt, and fewer fluids to babysit. Oil changes, engine air filter, cabin filter, coolant service at the proper interval, and you're basically done. Inverters and hybrid cooling systems are mature at this point, and the drive motors are sealed units that don't need periodic service. If I'm doing 12,000 miles a year, the routine upkeep stays predictable and cheap compared to a turbo compact SUV with a conventional automatic. That matters more over years 3, 4, and 5 than any launch week spec sheet flex. Context against rivals seals it. CR-V Hybrid is a solid neighbor. Tucson Hybrid brings features, and Escape Hybrid has good city economy, but Toyota's resale and long-term reliability history keep the total cost of ownership tight. Used market prices for RAV4 hybrids are consistently strong, which cushions depreciation if I trade at year 5. Add in the brake life advantage from regen and fewer wear items, and the math turns boring in the best way. Price is higher up front, sure, but the ownership curve is flatter, and that's the whole play. No cap, that's why the 2026 RAV4 can still be the smart buy. Hidden value. Most buyers miss resale first, because that decides real money later. RAV4 Hybrid has been holding roughly 70% of its value after 5 years, which translates to around 30% depreciation. That's better than a lot of compact SUVs. For me, a stronger exit price blunts a higher entry price. Payments feel smaller when the trade-in doesn't crater. Fuel spend stays predictable. EPA ratings for recent RAV4 hybrids sit near 40 miles per gallon combined, and third-party tests typically land in the mid-30 seconds when driven like a normal commuter. If I run 12,000 miles a year and gas averages 350, the hybrid saves hundreds annually versus a non-hybrid RAV4. Short trip folks do even better with the Prime when they plug in at home. Insurance and repairs don't sting like you'd think. Average full coverage premiums for RAV4 owners trend in the low $2,000 per year, helped by strong safety scores and common parts. Hybrids avoid wear on brakes thanks to regen, and the eCVT design removes clutches and traditional gear sets from the failure list. Routine maintenance includes oil, filters, coolant, and inspections. Nothing exotic, twin. Warranty closes the loop. Toyota's hybrid battery coverage is 10 years or 150,000 miles on modern models nationwide. That takes the scariest line item off the spreadsheet for a long time. Stack that with strong resale, stable real-world MPG, and manageable insurance, and the total cost of ownership lines up. Price went up, but the ownership math still checks out. Is the 2026 RAV4 an overpriced gamble? Verdict time. I'd pay the 2026 premium if I'm planning to keep the RAV4 5 to 8 years, and I drive enough to let the hybrid's efficiency and resale do work. Toyota's 10-year or 150,000-mile hybrid battery warranty, strong used values on RAV4 hybrids, and simple maintenance schedule make the ownership curve predictable. That's real value, not vibes. Use trims and options to control the spend. I'd target a mid-trim hybrid with all-wheel drive if I see winter, skip dealer add-ons, and only add the packages that change daily use, like the larger screen or a cold weather bundle. The plug-in is worth it for short commutes with home charging, but if public charging is your only plan, the hybrid is the smarter buy. Accessories that don't change function are where budgets leak. Run quick math before signing. At 12,000 miles a year and $3.50 per gallon, a hybrid near 40 mpg combined saves a few $100s in fuel each year compared to a non-hybrid compact SUV in the low 30 seconds. Add typical RAV4 hybrid resale strength over 5 years, and you're clawing back more of the upfront price than most crossovers. Insurance averages are reasonable for the segment, helped by safety tech and parts availability. Not everyone should buy it. If you lease short-term, drive under 6,000 miles a year, or you're allergic to current market pricing, waiting for incentives or going lightly used makes sense. Cross-shop a CR-V hybrid and Tucson hybrid to keep dealers honest. If the numbers don't pencil on the RAV4 you're looking at, walk and try another store. Bet you'll find one that will deal. My call. Worth it for long-term owners who value reliability, low hassle, and strong exit value. If that's you, the 2026 RAV4 earns the higher sticker. If not, keep your money tight and shop for the alternatives.